Hello, warriors. Welcome to the You Movement and this super full moon. My God, I've got time on my hands because I'm doing some cupping. And although I look like a 1980s supermodel, that's not what's really going on. What's really going on is I'm sucking out some of this ache and pain. It really feels like I'm getting, talk about the 80s actually. So I grew up in Toronto in the 80s when children were free roaming and nobody cared where their children were. They had to have a news report to say, do you know where your children are? Oftentimes, probably my parents did not, because I was downtown Toronto and there was a thing back in those days where you could get rolled for your Doc Martens. I've always loved Doc Martens. I'm obsessed with Doc Martens. If ever one day a company wants to sponsor me, I would love it to be Dr. Martens. Manifestation, manifestation, manifestation. They're comfortable shoes. But yes, back in the day, there were gangs in downtown Toronto and they would roll you for your shoes and they would like beat you up and they'd kick you repetitively with Doc Martens, and nobody wants to be kicked with Doc Martens. And your Docs would be stolen. Now, never happened to me because I used to walk like this. But it did happen to a friend of mine. But I bring this ridiculous story up because that's how I feel right now. I feel like the universe is rolling me for my Doc Martens and kicking the crap out of me, like just boom, boom, boom. It is coming in hard and heavy, this mood. I did a video yesterday talking about expanding out of our small. If you haven't watched yesterday's video, watch that one. Don't watch any of my other videos, just watch that one. I think that one was a great one, honestly, because that is what is happening in my awakening at the present moment in time. Is the universe is beating the shit out of me and saying, you've done small for too long and we're not taking it anymore. And my smaller self, my lesser self, my low self is like, no, I want to stay small and comfortable and cozy in this little bubble. And it's like, no, you got to grow up. You got to pull up your big girl panties. Pull them up and like, step into your power. And stepping into your power is not feeling fun. This full moons are all about like illuminating and putting a giant spotlight. I don't know, all this 80s references coming in right now. I also remember in the 80s, what I used to do was we would go and hide in forests, like the parks in downtown Toronto, because I was born and raised in Toronto, and there were parks all over Toronto, green spaces. And we'd go and hide in the green spaces and drink our alcohol. And smoke our cigarettes and do our naughty things in the parks. And then every so often there'd be like a raid and the cops would show up and everybody'd be like, ah! And everybody would run in every different direction and the cops would be there with their giant headlights. And if you got caught in a headlight, it was like being like a deer. You'd be running and then everything would go slow motion. You'd be in the light and you'd be like, and they'd be like, put the drink down. Oh, damn. That was all my money. That was all my money to buy that little 6-pack of beer, And you put your drinks down and they'd be like, go home. Like they never did anything with you. They just took all the alcohol and then probably went home that night and had a massive party themselves. Like, what did they do with all the confiscated booze? They probably saw us all ran and then sat in their cars laughing in hysterics and going, score. Who knows what they did. But yes, many a beer was lost as that giant light illuminated the really hard-hitting, like, power. And that's what this full moon is doing. This super moon is like those big cops with the big flashlight catching you. So I'm going to just have a simple life. Nope. Freeze frame. This is where that shit ends, is what's happening. So I'm getting pummeled, and it hurts. It's achy. Because where does trauma live, everybody? Let's say it together. The body. The body. It all lives in the body. So as we are transmuting through old, stuck, dense, repressed energies, it comes out. And it's got to come out in so many ways. It can only come out in so many ways. And so this morning started with massage therapy. So it did. I have one of those little automatic shiatsu things. I was like, oh, yes, because I had to go driving today. And so my nerves were like, oh, I don't want to do it. Because today was learn how to drive on the highway day. Oh, no, I don't want to do it. I'm like, come on, little girl, you got to do this. You got to learn how to drive. But it hurts. It doesn't hurt. The growth hurts. So started with some shiatsu massage. Then I got up and I did some yin yoga. Get the movement on. Get down on the ground. I did yoga with Cassandra's solar plexus yin yoga today. To really focus on boosting some energy in that solar plexus, which is all about our power, right? So when we're going from small, we got no power. You know, oh, now I'm hearing an 80s song. I don't know what's going on with the 80s. I'm hearing, you got the power. You remember that? Some house music? You got the power. Yeah, so I needed to get some power is what I needed to get before today's drive lessons that was going to bring me onto the highway. When I say highway, I don't mean like this little one that I live on that's 80. Like, that's scary enough. No, I mean the big highway, the 400 series. Whoa. Yes, so I needed to boost myself up and got my like calming herbal teas, drinks. And so, yes, the body is releasing the clench because the small version of you is motionless. It is like tight. It is froze. I watched a very useful video today that Christina Lopez, she doesn't like to say the Lopez. Christina Lopez just put out talking about the freeze response of when your body, your soul. So it's interesting, okay? Two different spiritual teachers right now are talking about similar types of energies. She's presenting it from her really teacherly way, and I'm presenting it from my kooky way. So go watch her video. Okay, it's a really good video talking about when your body is not in agreement with your soul. Your soul's like, we're going to be big. We're going to be the queen. We're going to be awesome. And your body's like, no, I don't want to do any of those things. I'm frozen. So she was talking a lot about the freeze response in the nervous system. And listen, I've talked a lot about the nervous system and the 4 F's when you are in a trauma response. Those being fight, flee, run away, freeze, or fawn. And so through my life, I've tried all of them on for size. Now, as a 2-year-old, you can't fight. Physically, you're not strong enough. Somebody just needs to hold your forehead and you'd be like, that doesn't go well for you. And you certainly can't fight against bullies that are adults because they're going to like put you in your place and spank you or worse. So fighting didn't work. And then you try fleeing. I even tried that many years of my life. I tried fleeing to my garage. I would pack a little bag, just like those little guys on the cartoons with a stick and a little bag. I'd pack myself a little bag and I'd move my ass into the garage in Toronto, where it's like minus 20 in the winter. And I would last maybe about an hour before like I would get really, really cold or the spiders would freak me out and I would run back home. So fleeing, I couldn't go very far. Nobody was going to give me an apartment or a job or anything at the age of 5. Nobody. So back into the house I would get and which left, okay, I'm still in a trauma response. Now what do? I freeze. I freeze. I'm just going to be still. I'm just going to like say nothing, do nothing, play as dead as possible. Interestingly enough, freeze looks very similar to graystoning. You know, not reacting to when a narcissist is doing something. So you're just kind of stoically standing there, clenching all your muscles. And I want to talk about clenching all your muscles because that's when we go into what's known as armoring. So it's like an armadillo. You know, like you're standing there, you're 5 years of age, you're little, and somebody's in your face going, ah! And you're like, no. And so you know you can't do anything except freeze. And so all your muscles go, so that it's like lock and loaded. I ain't moving. I'm going to stand right here. I'm going to clench. Now, for me, that was clenching all of the muscles. So I've been having little clenched muscles down the thighs, lower back, the piriformis that wraps around. I had lower back pain by the time I was in my teen years, which, you know, now I understand. Then I didn't. Even the doctors didn't. You know, you're too young for low back pain. And I'm like, all the little muscles that go, all the intercostal muscles in between your ribs. I bet you didn't know you had control over those, but you do, because when you're like this, you're holding in you're shutting down. Your system is shutting down so that you can stay alive. That's it. So you can stay alive, because you learned if you didn't shut down, it would get worse. It would get far worse. And so that is your muscle memory of trauma. And when muscle memory begins to release, because along comes an ascension, and along comes a super full moon, and along comes soul, it's like being like a gang. They're working all in cahoots, man, against you. You know, you got soul going, come on, it's time to step up. And then you got the supermoon going, I'm going to get you. And then you've got, you know, some others that are involved, the planets and whatnot, some things going into retrograde. And it's like being just like a gang jumping on you and starting to beat you up. And all of that is to release and relax all of those muscles, not voluntarily, so that the stuff that's lodged in you, stuck in you, begins to come out. So I'm expanding on the information that Christina Lopes did in her video, and talking about what it's really like. Because I love it. At the end, she's like, this is all you do, is just do a starfish stretch, and then you feel much better. And I'm like, yeah, just do a starfish stretch. Okay, yeah, sure. I'll get right on that. Right after I've done my shiatsu massage, my like yin yoga, and my cupping, and some heat therapy, and a hot cold shower. You're like, I'll get right on that star stretch. You know, that's the ticket. That right there. No, you got to move the body in any which way. Yes, I'm not saying that a starfish stretch might not help you, but if you're like me, then you have to be a little bit more aggressive. And I've been very aggressive along my awakening, because as the muscles begin to release what they're holding on to, you discover you have all these little trigger points, okay? And I've done videos on trigger points in the past. Please check out the body playlist to know more about triggers. But like when you go into your muscles, okay, when you just kind of like rub, you're going to find like a little knotty place, a hard place, a place that's like, ow, that's it. And so I have many tools that I use to release things from the body. My favorite is a softball. Dude, check out the trigger point video that I did before. It's got useful information in it. But as I'm sitting here releasing more stuff that's through the silicone cups, and I do highly recommend these guys. You can get these guys. Okay, so we're going to take let's take one off here. We'll take this guy off. Oh, yeah, look at all that red. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. So that's all nice congested junk. I'm going to take off the other shoulder one. We'll leave the back ones on because it's been 15 minutes. Look at that guy. Okay, so we've got some nice purple tones in there. The back ones I'm going to leave on a little bit longer because that's where it really hurts. And so that's pulling out the congested stuff, the junk, the stuff you don't want. You want, and trust me, the relief you feel after this is like pretty incredible. So it is. And I'm hoping for some relief because I've been getting hit really, really hard today. One TikTok dude, and I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. He did a video, a little short clip video that I watched the other day, talking about how when you go through a shift of energy and you release an energy that is not something that's resonating with you anymore, you'll get tested. Are you sure? You sure? Is what I call it, is, are you sure? He wasn't calling it that, but he was saying until you are completely like, I'm done with this energy, you will be tested. So I'm currently being tested with manipulative energy. People coming in and trying to manipulate me. Only it doesn't work the way it used to do. Like, I see it now. The rose-colored glasses have long gone. The like confusion of cognitive dissonance, it has been repaired. And so I like these manipulative situations come in and I'm like, really? Really? You have to choose that path? Like, I see you. I see you. Like, I see what you're doing. It's like as obvious as the nose on your face just because you say words that contradict each other and this, that, and the other. I see you. Like, I've gone to like the master's school of manipulation at this stage. So these like games don't work. They don't work, but it's still so annoying. It's like, oh, when will I be done with this energy? Like, when is this gonna, but this is what is all coming in right now is, are you sure you are ready to level up and take over a new mastery in your life, a queen energy in your life, a sovereign energy in your life? And that means not tolerating any form of manipulation and not excusing other people's, oh, it's not that bad. You know, well, it could be, well, maybe. No, it means you need to get kind of pull those big girl panties up and start standing up for yourself and fighting back. And when I say fighting back, it doesn't mean necessarily aggressively, but in any means necessary. You know, escaping out of that last situation, I stepped into my like, you're not messing with me. I wrote a very thorough legal document in like record time to get myself out of a lease that was, there was no way I was staying. There was absolutely no way I was staying. Did I handle it like perfectly? No, probably not, because I still lost $3,000. Had I got out perfectly, maybe I wouldn't have lost anything. But now I'm in negotiations with somebody else and I'm like, I see what you're doing and don't do that. Like, you ruined it now. It's like, I feel like, oh, well, you just ruined it. The energy is not the same. The vibe's not the same. Now that I see what's what, I can't pretend I didn't see it. I can't pretend I didn't know it. I can't pretend I didn't hear it. Okay? I can't pretend I didn't read it. And that means you have to then adjust yourself, even though it might be more comfortable to like, no, that's not what the mission is. The mission is to stand in your power, in your queendom or your kingdom, and say, no, I'm not that's not good enough. That's not good enough. I'm going to risk, I'm going to take the risks required to stand up for myself and take the path unknown versus the path known. Because the path known, it's a sucky path. Now that I know it, the mystery is gone. And I know what's happening and what's at play. And so there's multiple situations in my life right now where people are trying to pull a fast one. I'm like, do I have to? And the universe is like, yes, you have to. You have to learn to speak up for yourself. You have to learn to stand in your truth. You have to learn to choose the path unknown versus staying in the path that's known and sucky and manipulative and gross, and it's not going to get better. And that type of acceptance comes with some grief. And so you need to process through the grief, It's not going to get better. They're not going to change. Once somebody shows you who they really are, it sucks. It sucks. It sucks so bad, especially when you are like an empath or or autistic or neurodivergent or a starseed or whatever label you want to use, that you're like me and you see the potentiality in people and in situations and you're like, it could be like this. It could be magical. It could be so wonderful. And then you see, and our initial reaction is to freeze and go, no, maybe if I don't make any sudden moves, it'll go back to maybe being magical. And no, it's not going to go back to being magical. It's got to be what it is. We got to see things for what they are. And this moon is making us see things for what they are. And it's disappointing. And it's going to require action, masculine energy, being in our own masculine energy. So for our queendom, we need to step into our own kingdom and balance the masculine and the feminine energies so that we're protecting ourselves and making choices based on truth and what we really see. Not what could be, but what we really see. And it's not fun. It's not fun. So it's not. But it's necessary. So yes, we're having a little bit of medicine served to us at the present moment in time. That it's for your own good. This move is for your own good. Okay. This email is for your own good. Stand up for yourself and call it out. Okay. So what is it that the full moon is illuminating for you? Is it fun times? No. Is it icky? Is it gross? Is it muck? Yeah. You're not alone, if that is the case. And I am sending you so much love as you process through accepting reality for what it is, so you can make decisions based on that, right? You cannot make math, well, I suppose mathematicians can do a whole lot of things. Math was never my strong suit, but I certainly always found math easier when there was numbers, as opposed to X equals this and Y equals that. And if it's raining in Zimbabwe, how many giraffes are on the moon? To do logic, to do just like actual things, it really helps when you know what things are. And once you see what things are, you accept what things are. And then you can make a decision based on that. And that doesn't mean it's a happy decision. And it doesn't mean the tests are fun. And it doesn't mean what you see is nice. ugh, especially in this super full moon. We're seeing stuff that used to be well hidden in shadow. You know, a lot of us on this awakening path, as we woke up to truth, which was so unpleasant, and seeing things and seeing people for who they truly are, it was like major, like major. And you can't, once you've reached that level of awakenedness, the old tricks and tools that others used to use on you don't work anymore. The manipulation, the projection, the deflection, the defensiveness, the blame, all of the games, you're just left sitting there going like, do you think this is working? You know, it's like somebody like turned the lights on and you're right there. So like the illusion is gone, or somebody's pulled back the curtain and you're seeing, you know, the Wizard of Oz for what he truly is what's happening. And I think that maybe there's a lot of people out there that don't realize the lights have been turned on or the curtain's been pulled back, and we're like all sitting there going, really? 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 So that's my mini video today. I'm going to go get these things off my back and then go lie on some heat for a little bit before tonight's Spiritual Warrior Support Group Zoom meeting. How come you're not there? How come I haven't seen you there? It's free. So come join us on our Spiritual Warrior Support Group meetings Wednesdays, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Fridays, 12 noon. I would love to see you there, and we can talk about all the stuff you're seeing and going through. Would love to see you there. Join the Spiritual Warrior Support Group over on Facebook. Then send me off a DM or email me and say, yo, can I get the link to that meeting? And I will give you the link. And once you have the link, you just keep showing up every week. Same time. Same bat channel, same bat place. Sending you all kinds of love to everybody out there, and we're in this together. Well, those of us that can see are in it together. The ones that still think, we're not in it together. Mwah. Peace. Peace in.